Hello YouTube, I want to talk about some archery releases, specifically those made by Scott. I was looking online, I couldn't find what I was looking for, so I bought three to compare myself. This is an old single caliper release. This is their classic Shark dual caliper release. And this is the new for 2017 Talon hook. Now the first one has a Velcro strap, and then the other two are buckles. One thing I noticed immediately is that Scott straps suck. If you ever used a true, you'll know that these things are fantastic, and Scott has definitely disappointed me on the strap. The first release I want to talk about is this vintage Scott single caliper. This is the classic hair trigger that everybody talks about. My issue with it is that it just doesn't open very far. I had a few misfires, and maybe that was my fault. I know to keep my finger behind here when loading it, but it seemed like it wasn't all the way, and I put some tension on it. And then I lost an arrow when I didn't expect to send one downrange. The next release I wanted to talk about is the Shark dual caliper. Now this one makes sense to me just because of the equally release, the equal timing, things like that. So this one also is on this rigid mount, and I thought that would be okay. It swivels left and right. So it's not on one of those straps or bands that you see some of the other manufacturers have. Even Scott has one. I really thought I would prefer this. But what I learned is that it sucks. And I didn't know that until I got this. And this U-joint type system is fantastic. So then I was concerned about the release on this being, one-sided. What about the timing? All that stuff. But then I realized that a single caliper release is really just a hook with one side over here that just doesn't do anything. So then I started looking at the Talon. So far, this one is definitely the most user-friendly. What I don't know yet is, what about group sizes? So now I'm trying to determine accuracy. So I wanted to know, why does the Talon take so much effort to release? So I got this cheap Cobra dual caliper, and I believe I found out why. So watch this. So if I put a lot of tension on this, this has a very nice release. Next is the Scott single caliper. So I can put a lot of tension on this, pulling as hard as I can. It just takes a few ounces. No problem. Then we get back to the Shark dual caliper. So I can pull on this as hard as I want. And it just takes a couple ounces of pressure. If I put a small amount of tension on the hook, just one finger, it takes a small amount of tension to release. Now if I put a lot more tension on the hook, it takes a lot more force to release it. So this is why, when you're at 60 or 70 pounds, that my group size has increased, is because the tension is probably 20 times what it is on the others. So after testing for accuracy on these two Scott rests, I ran into some problems. That problem is, I love the user-friendly nature of the hook. I love this U-joint. But I'm definitely more accurate with a dual caliper release. So now what I have to do is find a dual caliper that has a friendly mount, whether it's flexible strap, U-joint, or something like that, and something that I like. But I really, really wanted this one to work out. But right now, the Shark Dual Caliper is the king of the hill.